Wisconsin does still have the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. I don't know. I've been in Seattle since 2012, so if they moved, it's news to me.
I mean, let's be real for a minute, though. Like, what else is in Wisconsin other than Green Bay?
Not me anymore. The race is about to start in 5 seconds here.
3, 2, 1, and go!
Prepare for some stream delay.
Yeah, I know.
I know you know. I'm letting the chat know. You goon. Okay,
Goon.
and here we are. Let's see what we have in the Black Magic shop.
I have nothing in the Black Magic shop. My stream is spinning.
Dark, confuse, slow, and stun. Nothing spectacular.
Confuse is probably worth picking up if that's all you're going to find.
Most definitely. I think most runners will probably make their way to Provoke to see if they can pick up something a little bit more AoE-ish to kill something.
Oh, for sure. But it's useful against carry and early lower mobs, Rurus, Imps, things like that might have something nasty. You cast a Confuse on them and hopefully survive until you can get better spells.
You can also work on the Pirates, too. Unless you already said that in the list.
I didn't, but you're right. You're absolutely right. Alright, we got our first look at Temple of Fiends with Minochi 85. Fun fact, Garland in Temple of Fiend, his favorite food is actually Panucci's Pizza.
Panucci's Pizza?
Yeah.
They don't like you tipping the delivery driver, though.
No, they don't.
So Opal Armor is a big find here. I'm sorry, I stepped on you. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say the price of the pizza and a large Coke is the same as my PIN number and my credit card.
We're just going to do this all night. So the best part about this quick dive into the Temple of Fiends is that the Opal Armor is bound to sell for a somewhat substantial amount.
If you're a madman.
The Opal Armor, Opal Bracelet is thing you don't want to sell unless you're Minochi selling it for heal potions.
Right. I thought you said Opal Bracelet. I'm sorry.
No, I did not. No, Opal Armor is going to be of no use to anybody in this party.
Don't worry, folks. We're professionals here.
And it's gonna net Minochi a little bit over 10 grand. And now he's gonna proceed to buy Confuse on all of his black mages.
And for those who are paying attention, if you notice in the bottom left and bottom right screens when Sforzando and Zonop are both fighting the groups of 5 regular Rurus and 1 Grey Ruru, their battle screens are a little bit different. That's because Zonop is using the new fun % battle animation, or battle screen animation. It eliminates the lines and gets it more closely aligned with what future Final Fantasies look like. For those who are wondering.
It is definitely a cleaner menu screen.
For sure. It takes a little getting used to, but once you use it a few times, it's definitely worth having.
Minochi's doing a little bit of convenience store shopping here at the Canaria 7-Eleven, picking up some heal potions, some Soylent Cola. I think you got a house in there somewhere. And
Soylent Cola, what does that taste like?
Varies from person to person.
10-4.
Temper, Ice, Fast, and Slow 2 on level 2. Great spells, none of which are AoE. We're going to get some small daggers on the black mages on Salty Fry's stream so they can take out pirates the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, those small
daggers in the spleen.
The small daggers are actually perfectly sized for Nublonian's hands. If anybody was aware.
No need to visit that white magic shop because no one will ever need access to any of it.
Alright, and Salty Fry's getting ready to go over and fight Agnew. Bicky, the pirate. And now we got a bunch of really confused pirates.
And probably a lot of confused people in chat. Nothing really
pirate. Okay, I'm gonna punch my friend all day.
Nothing was all that great.
He's okay, he's gonna punch his friend all day.
As I was saying, nothing that great in the Matoya cave. I think about 3,000 in gold and a couple of items. And Minochi's gonna go ahead and get that poison
an
walk.
blind woman living in a cage. What did you actually expect to find in there?
Well, she doesn't know what she's got.
She don't know a lot of things. She's blind.
Well, see? Minochi getting the bad news.
I'd probably pick up Ice. At least have some kind of damage spell for your black mages to put out with, because a small dagger is not going to do much.
Well, the reason I wouldn't even bother at this point is because in Elfland, you're going to see a level 3 or a level 4 spell. And Ice is not going to really do you much good as a spell because it's not an AoE. You're going to be running from fights until you have some means to kill mobs. And Pirate's nasty. Nasty.
And did Minochi cast Confuse on him? Because I don't think he did.
He got
there
one.
It is.
And this just might do the trick.
Congratulations, Edworth. You're the only one that survived.
Well,
so I creep. Yeah.
If this fight goes all the way to the end, then Edge is going to have a substantial amount of experience to start the rest of this seed out. And he's not even bothering to attack. Now he's going to have to. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, no.
That's a shame.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
That's called RNG's just pointing and laughing at you.
That's what that was. Salty, on the other hand, had a lot better luck. But he is making his way back to Canaria, and we can assume probably going to Dwarf Cave to check for TNT.
So would you say Salty Fry is in fact sweet? Yeah!
Well, I wouldn't, because that would just be silly. And Minochi giving it another try here. I think with 3 party members left, he's probably in a little bit better shape.
Someone spoke a little too soon.
We shall see. There we are. He has more opportunities to spam.
You know, I actually disagree with him doing both Black Mages casting Confuse in the same turn, because now he's out of charges. I would have done one at a time. Like, one this round, one next round, just in case. Obviously, it looks like it's going to work out for him, but...
Edge taking a hit to the face. And I'm dead.
And
so is Edge.
redo.
Minochi's not having a good time.
I bet Minochi's probably going to go look and see what's in the weapon shop. Or not, because Minochi's a madman.
If for some reason he's not taking the poison off of his 2 front party members.
He's probably planning on leaving them dead. I told you I wasn't long for this world.
I'd leave him alive for this fight. Without any AoE magic other than Confuse, I would highly advise keeping them alive as long as possible. And Zelnop seeing level 2 and 3.
There you go, so now he's staggering his cure spells. Alright, we got another set of pirates down, and the stream froze.
There we go.
It's not just me, right?
No.
Cool. Alright, so it looks like all the equipment over in the item shop is relatively cheap, except the houses. They seem to be a little expensive, at least in the early game they're expensive.
Yep. Got us a West Coast housing market here, so certainly going to want to stock up on the cheap stuff like tents and cabins, and you're not going to be able to buy 10 houses and not bat an eye until much, much later.
Good news, folks. The definition of insanity is currently going on Minochi's stream.
This is definitely Minochi's style. Just put everything on the line and
beat your head against the wall until either you bleed or the wall falls over.
Pretty much. Pray for the best. Hope that you avoid the worst.
That's how I refer to my marriage.
Make sure your wife doesn't watch the VOD when you said that.
Oh, she'll be the first one to tell you.
It's a good sign.
It's true love, really.
Ooh, love.
Love. True love. Alright, Minochi might get through this finally.
I think Salty's going to give us our first look at the chests in Dwarf Cave, of which we have a crown, so looks like it may be required this seed. We don't know yet. But it would probably behoove him to do the crown quest.
Oh, so there's a crown there because my stream froze.
There is. Yeah. Sforzando and Salty have the crown. So, because we do not have the TNT yet, the options are go turn in the crown and check the crown chests everywhere but the Marsh Cave, or go to Marsh Cave and gamble that it's in a regular chest. And yeah, Zar, I believe, is making an accurate statement, saying he feels better about missing this one because of the early crown. It's probably going to equate to a lot more early gameplay. This is not going to be a fast seed.
Yay, my stream's back. And it looks like Minochi has finally beaten the pirates. Good for him.
Alright.
So what else was in Dwarf Cave? Just a crown? Is there anything else in the second chest?
I think it was gold. I think it was just a tiny bit of gold.
Okay, now we got a Lit 3 over on Sforzando's screen.
That's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, that's going to be getting a lot of usage throughout the rest of the run.
621 HP Astos.
And a 320 gold nuke for level 4. That is a welcome sight.
Now, I play a little bit differently from everybody else, but when I see something like that, and I have Lit 3, my next step is immediately going back to Peninsula Power to get myself some spell charges to make use of that.
I mean, if you've got at least one Lit 3 charge, you can and at least one house. If you can get over to the Marsh Cave, well, no, this isn't necessarily Marseed. Yeah, that's right. Never mind, this isn't necessarily Marseed. Right. You're going to go to Astos though, and he's got a good bit of experience for his difficulty level. If you can get one cast off of that Lit 3, kill him. There's a good chance you're going to level up on this 4x multiplier. Take that, use your house, and now you've got 2 charges of Lit 3, and you're pretty good for the early game.
So as long as Astos doesn't have a super high HP pool, 1 or 2 shots of Lit 3 should do the job. Should be relatively easy.
That is until he rubs you all out of existence.
Well, he's have to do it 1 at a time, so I don't think that's going to happen.
That's usually how I rub things.
Check, please.
Folks, we'll be here all night. Don't forget to tip your servers.
Noraister's already regretting putting us on commentary.
Now, Sforzando was come across 2 ogres who were minding their own business, walking through a field when these nasty people with blue hair and blue robes decided to come up and start casting spells and punching them. Must be a hard life.
I've heard this is a lot what like Gary, Indiana looks like.
My brother lived in Gary, Indiana.
How long before he got shot?
About 3 years. He got married up there. I was like, I had a stroke. I can't come.
I think the stream just did too. There we are. Okay.
Meanwhile, it looks like Zardia is cooking barbecue in the chat. That's interesting.
Ogres have glare and invis too.
That's nice.
Minochi's making the Marsh gamble. I don't blame him because of the pirate fights. He has to assume he's behind at this point, so I really don't mind this play.
Not working out for him so far.
Yeah, the battle UI has this secondary option now. It is a recent rollout with the new version of Randomizer. Biz had explained a little bit earlier how this differs from the old one, but
unless I'm mistaken, I believe that was an addition that Meridian contributed to the group, but I might be wrong.
I believe so.
Basically, it just aligns the battle screen with future Final Fantasies 2 and 3, for instance, and then the later ones as well.
And Medrise or Madris, not sure how to pronounce her name, pointed out that Minochi did not get the crown because Minochi went right to Marsh Cave without checking dwarves.
He's following the Artea strats.
Yep. Oh.
Don't worry, Meridian. Nitz isn't in here, so we're going to go ahead and give you credit for everything.
Yeah.
Neither is Entroper, so you're officially the only developer at the moment.
Right. You've built a good game, Meridian. And shadows are a little bit stronger than we're used to seeing. And they have poison touch. It's weird seeing them hit for something higher than 1.
Yeah, and when they do, they're always going to attack first, so it's a frustrating time to run into them. They can be nasty, especially if they get some kind of skill or spells that has an AoE effect. And Minochi finds Couch Cash. He's going to be pretty disappointed when he realizes the crown's in Dwarf Cave.
Unless he finds the TNT in Marsh, at which point everybody else is going to feel a little bit salty.
He is a madman.
Yeah. Well, not checking the Dwarves Cave is certainly reason enough to do what he's doing.
For sure, and that's not necessarily a bad play. The odds are usually in your favor to go to Marsh Cave first.
Mm-hmm. I think it's right around the 60% mark that the TNT will be there. You have 10 chests versus the 8 that are everywhere else in the beginning area of the game.
That's true. It will, and now once you roll out the 3 from both Matoya and Temple of Fiends, now you're down to 2 and 10. So your odds are, what, approximately 83.33, repeating, of course, percent.
Or 5 to 1.
It's a good play.
Pretty good. And Salty's
I like complicated numbers, not fractions and ratios.
We have a ruby sighting in Marsh Cave. This seed is the seed that just keeps on giving.
That's depressing.
If this is ruby required, we're going to be here for a very, very long time. So we have not seen TNT yet. Salty has just gotten the dank diddly danky herb over at Matoya's cave, and he's heading back to wake that prince up with the sweet, sweet smell.
You know, it's just me maybe, but when I think of dank herb, I don't think of waking up.
No, certainly it's not the it's not the effect that we're used to seeing herbs have on people.
I'm used to the effect being going nappy nap for the next 6 years.
Yep.
That and Funyuns. Holy crap, the gargoyles have a vengeance.
Yeah, that's how gargoyles roll. And there's the TNT. It is Crown Lock. It's right there in Elfland. So, well, better hope it's not a ruby required seed, because he ain't going anywhere near it.
That's true. I was going to say GG Minochi, but there's that chance. This is that line from Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance.
I would say the odds of Floater being accessible without the ruby are probably a lot higher.
Well, I mean, I never get floaters out of the toilet with a ruby. If I have to, I use like a net of some sort.
And we have reached a new low. Alright.
New?
Let's check these Canaria chests out.
This is nothing new, Will. Right, Chef Fukumachi? And Salty Fry finds the racist shirt.
Wait. Which shirt did he find?
Chirp, chirp. This is the sound of a cricket. Chirp, chirp. Alright, Salty Fry is going to head over to Dwarf Cave, turn in the TNT, and check those chests over there. He's going to forego the Temple of Fiends chest, which I don't necessarily agree with. You're already there. It's not that far out of the way with step manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, you're never going to get back there until the very end of the game, ever again. So you might as well see if there's something of value there. It's not a very slow pick.
Although, actually, now that I think about it, with what we've seen the gargoyles have, it's probably a good thing he didn't go, because they are not fun to deal with.
Ooh. Mage staff?
Ooh, that's a huge find. Stick that on your,
Coral sword as well.
You've got a very useful thief now.
And a coral sword, and a ribbon. And 151 gold.
Oh, it looks like the dwarves were, hanging on to some of the good stuff.
Oh, at the gate, one step from the stairs. He gets in a fight with shadows. But survives.
Watch out. They'll kill their mother for a nickel.
I've seen him do it.
I feel like you didn't get my reference.
I did.
I bet you $100 somebody in chat got my reference.
Zelnop's dealing with a George. And Sporzondo's finishing up his little cash trip.
George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
Watch out for that.
Watch out for that katana.
Oof. Watch out for those small daggers. He's gonna try he's like trying to paper cut him to death.
They're the Joof daggers. No. I thought you would get that reference.
You made that reference the other day, and I was like, I don't know what you're trying to... I don't know what game this is from.
One day you'll get it.
Yeah, maybe. My girlfriend keeps telling me. And we're gonna see Sorzondo about to pick up the tint.
It's... Actually, little known fact, TNT stands for trinuclear thermite. Yeah.
It's not a little known fact, that's a scientific fact.
Well, it's little known because it wasn't true, but you know. I just like to sound like I'm smart. We all know it's, you know, fake.
Nobody was mistaking you for smart, buddy, don't worry. Yeah, silver bracelets are pretty cheap.
My son thinks I'm smart.
The bar is high with you.
That it is. Cheap. They're 4,000 gold for silver bracelets. You can go buy those at Walmart for like 30 cents.
Sorzondo finds ribbon number 2 in the Northwest Castle, where the kindly old king, spoiler alert, was not a kindly old king. He was in fact a nasty little dark elf.
Why does it got to be an elf?
Because he said he was an elf.
You're racist.
I'm not.
Alright, you're an ethnicist. Xenophobe.
That's better. Yeah, I'm afraid of Xenos. Hey, show. Hudson's in for a shock when he grows up.
Dude, Hudson don't care as long as somebody wipes his butt whenever he poops.
Well, when he's about 13 years old, I think it's going to get a little bit awkward. The Tarkels are sending through fast.
You can still get your butt wiped when you're older. Just ask my brother-in-law when he was 16. Took some medicine, woke up on the stairs, completely covered in his own poop and naked. Good times.
So already Platypus is making the insinuation that Elfland is a crap hole country, I guess.
Ready Platypus is also a racist. You're all racist.
You keep telling him.
Hey, you keep setting them up, I'll keep knocking them down.
Yeah. And Mochi finds the crown.
Salty Fry is going up against a giant who doesn't seem to be that tall. I'd put him at like 4 inches.
He's green, but he's not very jolly.
Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho.
Giant. I'd like to put into a request to our devs. Can we rename the giant to Ho Ho Ho?
Salty Fry is going to give us our first look here at Crescent Lake.
Crescent Lake. Yeah. Looks like Salty Fry likes to fake us out. He keeps going one direction, then stopping and turning around.
Did we get a look at any of the spells in Melman yet? I did not
see them.
I didn't see anybody go to Melman.
Meanwhile, Salty Fry interrupts all the old dudes in the middle of their bridge tournament.
Yeah, 12-handed is pretty serious business. It's more like a land whale. Some kind of a land sea. I can't even make the reference without laughing. Land sea lion. There you go. Just reaching down into the depths for that one.
Shut up, Kip.
Flame sword, 180 gold. And the fact that he's healing means he's probably gonna walk this out.
That's money, money, money! Money! Was that you?
That was.
Sexy.
Minochi's going back to Provoca.
And we got Ready Platypus in chat trying to make Gaia great again. Oh, I'm sorry, Professor Grumbles. I thought that was Sinel. You're right, that was actually an oversight on our part, and we apologize. On a side note,
the people responsible will be sacked, don't worry.
Later Maya, later Edgeworth, later Ice Blue. It's like all the adults have been fired.
The rest of these, man.
We need to get Santa Claus in here. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Xmas!
Merry Xmas. Brought to you by Gunderson's Nuts.
Quick, somebody get that troll some Excedrin.
He's holding his brains in. It's disgusting. He's already dead.
Meanwhile, the bulls are farting in their general direction. They're holding their brain in, and Salty Fry just thinks it's appropriate to try to electrocute him.
Oh, yeah. Electroshock therapy.
Oh no! Minochi's finding out that the kindly old king was Astos all along!
Still kind of surprised that Minochi's running a full 4-person party right now.
You mean 3?
Well, yeah, now. Trying to use some Confuse on Astos.
You know you're hard up when you're using Confuse on Astos.
The spell confuses and infuriates me. Oh, 2-man party. Gonna have a real hard time getting through that wall. That's a heck of a wall of magic defense to get through on Astos. I believe it's like 170.
A wild Artea SRL appears in chat.
Earth Diver Riot. Yes. I second that.
I prefer the Riot.
If you like getting progression items and early gold, you'll dive Earth Cave. At least lately, that's been the trend.
We have a question in chat. Was he really a kindly king? He sent you to the Marsh Cave? I don't know, Will. Would you like to debate the finer points of being sent to your imminent death to retrieve a crown for a king who eventually tries to backstab you and kill you?
Friends don't let friends dive or dive marsh.
Both of those are valid statements, honestly.
Oh no, I don't believe the first one. First one's won me many a race.
Yeah, I can say the exact same thing, except switch out one with Lost. Hey, I just leveled up like a ton. Heck yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. I feel stronger.
And we see some peds outside of.
I'm getting
Crescent.
stronger. Work a little harder.
That's gonna get you banned. The content ID is gonna pick that up.
Like what kind of band? Like, are we talking like alternative or like new age pop?
I'm talking about getting banned on Twitch because the content ID is gonna pick up that pitch perfect rendition of the song.
How about a rubber band?
Oh my god, I think he's dying. Salty going to the volcano. He's run into the Ocho.
Meanwhile, Zaunop has just interrupted a claw mating ritual.
Oh?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've been holding on to that one for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, come on! What are these screens?
Scorpion, somebody! First look at the volcano. We are to assume that Salty's gonna go right to the party room. He's not. He's going to go right side. Man after my own heart.
You're technically right, and that's the best kind of right.
Continuing to pick up some of these ped fights, because why would you not?
You're a madman. You know, Will, some men just want to see the world burn.
Yeah. Or nuke.
Nuke it from orbit's the only way to be sure. By the way, we found the answer to that. It was Ellen Ripley who said it, followed by Hicks saying F and A. We have a wild Artea to thank for that one.
People were. I just saw that show said that people were surprised that I didn't Dan my 3 mages. You know, there might be a race in the future where I try that. Now that I've got my 000s from this morning, I may run one just for the heck of destroying my SRL points, and if I can get a solo thief across the plane.
Nice.
Yes, Bill Paxton most definitely said game over, man.
Yes, we were right about that.
Yeah.
Side note, Medrise, I know that I was not technically correct, the best kind of correct. However, I am doing this on the fly, and you were typing it out with an extra second or two to think about it while I'm trying to make you guys laugh. So I would appreciate it if you would appreciate me, because nobody appreciates me, and I just want love.
No.
Okay.
So did you name Speedrunner Hudson after Hudson from Aliens?
Holy crap. Yes, I did. For sure. That was harsh, show. This is mean.
That's pretty wrong. Dang.
I mean, it's true, but it's still mean.
He doesn't want your butt.
I'm like wrist deep in a poopy diaper earlier today, and he just looks at me and squints. Like a thank you would be nice.
Salty Fry making his way through Volcano. About to come up on the fire chests without having to fight them. And Zelnop still making his way through Marsh.
So Minochi's gonna 4-man it, looks like. He's abandoning the 2-man strats from last night. He just revived his one of his blind mages. I'm kind of surprised to see that.
Well, Salty is actually taking on the fire here.
With Lit 3 and Nuke, it's not the worst idea. They're not resistant to Lit 3, so that's helpful. Alright. What do we
Party
got
room
here?
time.
I was gonna say the armory, but you know, if you want to be fun about it.
Hey, some sword that no one will get to equip.
It's called Cash Money. Alright, Zelnup has left the Marsh Cave to find out that he got a big fat nothing.
Opal bracelet.
Also known as heal potions.
Rochi's gonna be happy to find that and sell it.
Wow, this armory would be super useful if you didn't have a party full of thieves and black mages.
We have seen all 3 ribbons now.
Sforzando is hot on Salty Fry's heels.
Hot on his heels in the volcano.
I'd love to know where that expression came from.
I have no idea.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, Sforzando, you don't dot done right now. There you go. Okay.
Did he really?
No, he did not.
I mean, you can. You just have to, you know, dot undone.
Mm-hmm. Salty round 2.
On a side note, unless I'm mistaken, Sforzando didn't equip one of his ribbons on BM1.
You might be mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure.
I saw him equip the other 2, but I didn't see an E next to it. That's a heck of a mistake to make. Alright, Salty Fry's going down, down, down. He's going down. He's about to find out what the Agamas have to offer. At least I think he's going to find out. He may not, though. He may decide to go around them and only fight the one that he has, or the 3 that he'll have to fight in order to get to the 1 Agama chest and the Red D chest.
I think the Agama test fight is more of a thing you do when you have a black belt and you're doing a full playthrough of the seed, not just the Phantom end goal.
Or if you're a madman.
Right. Which we've established Minochi is, so he may do it.
That's very true. Meanwhile, Salty Fry took a forced encounter for kicks and giggles, I'm going to assume.
He did not take a forced encounter.
Yeah, that was a Grey Worm encounter, wasn't it? The square next to the chest?
No, not at all. The one in front of it's the Agama.
What about the chest on the right?
There's no encounter there.
Oh. Well, then it just happened to look like one.
That's why you would approach it from the right. Now that's a forced Grey Worm encounter.
No. We're talking about different chests. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this. Ooh! Grey Worms with lit 3. And goodbye to 2 of your 3 mages. Unkind. The ambush.
And a flame shield for your troubles. And it wasn't even hidden in an oven. Oh, come on. You had to get that Final Fantasy VI reference. It was actually a flame saber, but, you know, whatever.
We're getting obscure, folks. Salty has yet to find anything.
Where we're going.
Salty has not found anything worth writing home about quite yet.
Hello, mother. Hello, father. I am. Sorry. And my stream just unfroze.
I'm unsure if Salty Fry got anything there because it froze right when he was getting the other chest.
Same here. There is the first of his 3 forced Agama encounters.
3?
Yeah, the 2 red D.
Because on the way back out, correct, yes. Yep. Good catch. The win condition, Draco Crowley.
That's what my wife calls me.
Thanks
for noticing.
It's killing the Phantom, Draco Crowley. That's all you have to do. So this is not a crown required seed in principle, but this seed, the TNT was behind a crown locked chest, so it was a crown required seed. It's not by rule though, because you'll never have to check that or get past that door in Temple of Fiends that's key locked. And Minochi, being pointed out in chat by Medrius, is about to check the Titan's tunnel.
Be interesting if you found something really useful there, like the floater.
That would definitely be the game-changiest thing that has happened so far.
Yeah, because this is probably the last place anybody would check. You're going to go to Ice and Ordeals first.
Yeah, well, considering nobody else has the ruby because it was in Marsh Cave.
True. Although now that he didn't find anything, he's going to move on.
I should
He's
say
gonna go his own way. Go his own way.
Zelnop does have the ruby. So if Earth 4 has the floater, or I guess if Earth at all has the floater and either of them go there, they're going to be in a lot better shape. They'll immediately catch up to the other two.
That is correct, Mr. Jefferson. So somebody pointed out that Minochi got the pro ring in the Titan's Tunnel. He is no longer an amateur and can now make money for his goods and services.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
like selling opal bracelets. And freeze.
Stop. Hammer time. Do 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 do. Hammer time. Do 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 do.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
No.
Did our restream die?
Looks like we're reloading. And we're back.
Yay!
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
The best kind of difficulties.
Bottle 35,000 gold in the item shop here.
Pitch posh. That's just couch cash.
Sforzondo about to get a look. Ooh, red D with crack.
Crack is whack, kids.
And it's a tent. And resetting out was the correct play for Sforzondo. El Busto Volcano. Minochi.
I'm kind of surprised, though. He's got charges of nuke. I'm kind of shocked he didn't try to
on his thief?
take on Carrie.
Because his thief was the only living party member.
Oh, was he?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Sorry, I've been paying attention to Minochi and Salty Fry a little bit more than I have the bottom two.
I've been keeping my eye on everybody.
Well, you're better than me, so...
We've established this.
Thank you for reminding me.
Salnop making his way to Melbourne for the first time. And Salty Fry about to go either to Ice, Ordeals, or Earth. Not much of a party if the thief is alone. Hey, you only need one to win, bud.
Ain't no party like a solo thief party, because a solo thief party don't stop.
Ever. Solo thief party don't stop till about just under 9 hours.
That's not stopping so much, it's just dying.
It's like falling across the finish line.
Dying of shame.
That wasn't a shame.
You should have been.
Why?
I don't know.
I did my job.
Yay, I'm a useful thief. I just made staff down a bunch of snakes.
There you go. And Zelnop is going to make a play. Floor is an Earth 1! Ladies and gents, if you haven't been told before, let me tell you now. Dive Earth. Do not leave Earth till the end, because it is all too often going to have something you need.
Where's Artea? I'm just waiting to see him say something now.
I am too. I had to in the event that he doesn't. This is the biggest I told you so moment I've had.
Alright, Zonop's gonna be a few minutes behind. I was curious to see if he would head over to Earth Cave first. It doesn't make much sense to, but...
Artea used Earth type, it's super effective. Yeah,
meanwhile, somewhere a wild edge... Yeah, meanwhile, somewhere a wild Edgeworth's eye is twitching.
He puts the Twitch in Twitch.tv. Minochi checking the rest of the top floor here. I think he's probably going to nope out and go cash in his prize.
He'd be a fool if he didn't.
I don't know. If he's got the... If I'm not mistaken, I think he grabbed the Sarda Rod.
It's true, he did, but think about the things you could find, like the Zardia Owls. All of a sudden you found the Masamune, and your thief just goes from being to being super crazy duper useful with bosses like Lich.
It's an issue of routing. If he feels he's going to have a quicker time getting through Earth, yeah, it looks like he's going to nope out. It's certainly the play I'd make.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be the incorrect play. You're already there if you feel like you can clear it, but he's already lost 2 party members.
Yeah.
And there's no clinic anywhere near. Yeah.
Melmond, of course, not having one because of the vampire. According to canon, it's the vampire and, you know, Lich that are rotting away Melmond.
My thesis is that they're just too lazy to rake up all that sand and throw it back into the ocean.
Yeah. It's another option.
They need to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and fix it. Sorry.
Salty Fry making the Earth Cave dive along with Sforzando. And show, yes, absolutely shout out to Randomania for hosting this race tonight here, because we all love to see the action live, not have to squint our eyes at the SRL screens, and have people actually giving a little bit of play-by-play on it when they're not making references to TV shows and movies.
We don't do that though here.
I have no idea what
all the time.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I am the most professional that ever professional with a pro ring.
There you go.
See?
That's
you can't beat that. You're just jealous.
I'm on mic with you. Why would I be jealous? Light axe found.
Because I'm like super professional. My pro ring.
The light
Holy
axe
crap! I thought Minochi was gonna sell his white shirt for half a second.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Defense sword also. Defense sword also.
He really, really wanted that small dagger. That's a big find, the defense sword. Although, at this point, you may not need it with the 4 or 3
nukes.
Like mages being able to cast nuke, you're probably not going to get to the point where you need defense sword.
Wizards. Yeah, and the mage staff precludes the need for a light axe in almost every circumstance.
Exactly.
And Lit 3 precludes the need for even the mage staff when you're dealing with wizards.
Yeah, if I get a light axe and I have this kind of party composition, I'm usually going to put it on one of my black mages just to save him some of his magic charges.
Exactly. A lot of this game is about resource management.
So are you a Frost Ruru kind of guy or a Man-Cat kind of guy, Will?
Frost Ruru.
Elaborate.
I don't like man-cats. They're one of the most annoying enemies in the game.
That's a little racist, but okay.
You asked the question.
And you gave me the racist answer. I don't know what to tell you.
That's correct. So, Salty is showing us how tough the eye is. And no cataract a nuke can't take care of.
He's so tough, he gets 2-ups in his name.
So we had a silver bracelet. That's kind of useless, and they're going to keep going.
And that means no more defense sword. And what was the other thing they found?
Light X. And
that's right.
That's pretty much it.
And they're called people cats.
A bad pun dog. Bad pun dog is one of my favorite memes.
Oh, Animaniac, I get it.
You just got it. Oh, look, it's
You don't
it's not my fault. Yeah. One.
You're Well, we seem to be experiencing some issues in Discord, and I have no idea if anybody can hear me.
I can now. Sorry about the spotty audio. Our Discord server might be getting hit here, so I hope it's working. And it looks like Biz has dropped out of Discord. Either he's restarting or they kicked him off. And he's back. And Biz, you are still muted if you're not aware of that.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry for that, chat. I apologize for the issues we were having. Discord does not seem to be wanting to cooperate, but that's okay. We're men. We're manly men. And we're stronger than Discord.
I don't think that's gonna help make it work better, but, you know.
We're men in tights.
There you go.
Minochi is now in Ice Cave. You probably already said all this. And he's going to find a whole lot of nothing in there. Meanwhile, Salty Fry is about to start checking chests over in Ordeals.
He found the second katana, the other one being in. And the slab!
Slab!
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
So when you find a slab of bacon, how do you prefer to cook it? Oh, you're a vegan. Never mind.
I just put it back on the shelf like a normal person. So, I was actually...
No, there's nothing normal about that.
Yeah, it's true. So Minochi's going ice because of slab. Because Minochi does not know where slab is. It can be anywhere other than Mirage Tower, Sky Cave, or Topher.
He's probably going to head there next, though.
Bloater and Slab are the only two progression items that are absolutely required post-TNT. Beat the game. Crown is not required unless, as was the case in this seed, the TNT is behind a crown lock chest. Even the money in Ordeals is bad. Well, the fact that a slab was there is really the only important thing.
That's a true story.
Oxidal Chime and Cube are required in pretty much every seed.
But those you don't have to search for.
That's correct. The bottle you do, you have to search the shops. Cube is a guarantee in non-NPC shuffle, as is the Chime. So Sforzando diving Marsh Cave. Zell not killing off Lich. Or attempting to. And Nuke does the job. Wraiths with Blizzard are going to be problematic in Ice Cave. Sforzando hitting the bottom of the Marsh Cave. And Minochi trying his darndest not to get killed by Frost Dragons while he checks their chests. Yes, Sforzando is definitely not going to be thrilled with the fact that it's only going to be a ruby. Gonna send him on... Well, it might send him in the right direction. If it makes him go Earth, if he follows the logic of the seed and does that, then he will find the floater. Yeah, as you just pointed out. Yeah, seed logic in this is nothing like it is in, say, Z3R, or Link to the Past Randomizer.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks.
No problem. And there's Sforzando's Ruby.
Good news, though. I brought a new commentator to the party. Everybody say hi to Speedrunner Hudson. He says hi back to everybody.
Better get that nuke charge off. There it is.
Salty Fry's gonna be pretty angry when he realizes that he didn't need to go to Marsh Cave.
Looks for Zando checking those crawl lock chests. Or you can't. Yeah. I don't mind the play. But I've certainly been rewarded personally for my adherence to the Earth dive and the seeds we've been playing lately. Yep, Scorpion the Quad Axe. Not a fun party.
Alright, once again, sorry about that, folks. Speedrunner Hudson has departed for the evening.
It's pretty interesting that we've got two people in Marsh at the same time this late in the seed.
Yeah, they're gonna hate themselves when they realize all they have to do is go to Earth.
Yep. Maybe not hate themselves, but certainly they're not going to be happy about the fact that they cleared Marsh when they didn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, I never understood the appeal of going to Marsh before Earth Cave. When at least the first 5 chests in Earth Cave are very easy to check quickly.
They're relatively free. That's why I'm such a fan of them.
Exactly. And if you decide to do the first 2 floors of Earth, I think it's quicker than Marsh Cave.
Oh, definitely, by
should be
far.
quicker.
By far.
And there's
Way
more
quicker.
chests in the first 2 floors as opposed to the Marsh Cave, so what's the benefit,
Depending.
I guess?
Depending. It depends on if you check past the Earth Elemental. Like, you're gonna get 8. Almost definitely in Earth Cave. There's 3 more behind the Earth Elemental to make 11. There's 10 chests in Marsh Cave, one of which is behind the Wizards. plural.
And with the new cast, I mean, the Earth doesn't really present any kind of problem.
No, and nor does Marsh really, except for stunning or getting ambushed.
Well, that's it. And then, well, the gargoyles, they hit hard.
And the Quad-X scorpions. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that too.
But you don't know that. Like, all things being equal, that's not a consideration. And we have a pro ring and gold bracelet for sale in Gaia. That is a heck of a shop. So Minochi's going to make use of that. Sell off the gear that only other character classes can use. And get the good stuff. He's going to have just enough for another set of gold and pro ring. There we go, we're able to sell off Sun Sword, probably the Light Axe. Oh, keeps the Light Axe and the Mage Staff.
Yeah, I don't necessarily blame him, although I wouldn't leave the Light Axe on the Thief. Like I said, I would move it to another character and preserve spell charges.
Absolutely, because you want your Thief running.
Well, it's not even that, but in a battle where you want to kill off the undead groups, having both of those available, and then, like I said, saving a spell charge for one of your black mages. It's pretty useful. Not required by any stretch, but it can be useful.
So, Rule in chat asking, what does alignment mean? It's just a reference to Dungeons & Dragons and, party alignments. There's no literal effect in this game, but this is a chaotic party because we've got a thief that by all rights can't do anything other than run away and have very minimal physical damage, and 3 very, very squishy black mages. It's pretty much an all offense and an all running. See, there's not a lot of defense happening, not a lot of healing whatsoever.
Right, and the reason why the characters are all the same is because we are currently in round 4 of our league, and in round 4, everyone has to run 1 thief and 3 black mages.
Right.
And then we roll a randomized seed before the race starts, which all runners use. So all these runners are seeing the exact same seed, all the items are in the same places, all the monster stats are the same, and the encounter table is the same as well. So if 2 characters were to or 2 different runners were to do a power cycle before Temple of Fiends and then immediately enter Temple of Fiends without increasing their step counter, they will see the exact same encounters at the exact same place, assuming they follow the same route.
Right.
The only variance in the encounters is they may encounter different party compositions among the enemies once they get that specific enemy group. So if an enemy group calls for 1 to 6 Medusas, one runner might get 4, whereas another runner might get 2.
We just saw Salty turning in the slab and making his way to Earth Caves, where he's going to be very happy to finally have that floater.
Definitely.
Actually, he's making his way to Titan's Tunnel, which is going to send him in the right direction anyway.
Minochi's getting ready to find the slab in Ordeals, and then you're going to see Minochi go in what we call go mode. So he's basically not going to pick up any more chests that are out of the way unless he feels they are absolutely necessary. He is going to try to complete the dungeons as quick as he can, be the first runner to finish.
Mm-hmm. Rule 3 of the rounds are assigned an alignment. So this is the chaotic alignment. Next round will be neutral. Or I think it was, yeah.
It's neutral, with 1 black belt and 3 red mages.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the lawful, the round after that, which is a fighter and 3 white mages.
That's correct. There's also several other...
Minochi getting his slab. He is now effectively in go mode. That's pretty lawful. And because of my lack of love for fighters and white mages, I would say that's actually pretty awful.
call it awful lawful?
I might. I might indeed. It is 3 black mages and 1 red mage. That's correct. Be interesting to see where Minochi goes next.
Sorry, I was trying to look up the rest of the flags for the because I can't remember what they all are farther around. I'm having a little trouble finding.
I will link you.
I know I have it here. Oh, and as soon as you link it, I find it. So it goes.
Zelda close to being done with the volcano. He's just got to get this red dragon chest, and then he'll most likely be taking on the fight with Carrie. But just lost his thief.
He should be okay.
Margin for error. And he lost the crack from the red dragon. Leaves him with 1 mage.
So in addition to these 3 alignment stages, we also have stage 1, which was defeat chaos under the low boost theme, so it's a low experience modifier, and 4 random party members and 4 stun. Stage 2 was the Lich Strikes Back seat with 4 white mages. There was no armor weapon shop shuffle, and no early rod, and all you had to do was beat Lich. Stage 3 was pretty black belt, where you had to get all 4 bracelets, copper, silver, gold, and purple on the black belt to finish. Stage 7 will be the useful thief, where the thief has to have 4 spell weapons or 4 spell armors on their slot. They have to have one or the other. They cannot use a combination of the 2. And then the last one is show some class, where you can pick any party member you want. However, you are required to class change at some point or another, and there's a low experience modifier.
I think Minochi's giving us our first look at the Sea Shrine. Not often that you see somebody go Kraken first of the 4 fiends. Usually it's going to be Carrie or Lich. Kraken's a really tough introduction to the fiend fights. And one shot by these ghosts is definitely not going to make life easier for Minochi.
So the next question in chat, I don't know, you may have been in the process of answering and I interrupted you. Oh, the Master Mutant on Swarzondo's screen. We'll be happy to see that. But anyways, for stages 5 and 6, beating Chaos, I know that was the original plan. Has that been modified? I don't know if we have any admins or not.
No, there's no reason to modify it because those are beatable seeds within a reasonable amount of time. The issue with the stage 4 flags being a chaos goal was the squishiness of the thief and black mage and the inability for them to heal on the way down after the fights with the fiends. So the fact that you're going to have so many wipes or have such a huge requisite grind before going down and doing Topher, the goal was changed by, I believe, Edgeworth. After having us run a couple of practice seeds with the Phantom goal, we kind of gave our thumbs up on it and said, yeah, this is probably a better option. Just because it's going to cut down on the stream times and make it a lot less random as far as how the end game plays out. So it becomes a lot more about execution and routing than about grinding and prepping for a really, really tough Temple of Fiends.
For sure, and while it is easier, it is still difficult. I think we demonstrated that in last night's race with Artea and Minochi. They both wiped several times. Mm-hmm. Just the first couple floors to beat Phantom. So it's still not a pushover. It's significantly easier, but
the farther you push on low levels, the harder it's going to be later on, as is the case in any RPG. But,
for sure, and this
but you have the ability.
To that.
Yeah, you have the ability to do it and gamble that. Zalnop does not have his opal bracelet equipped, so I'm guessing it's about to be. No. There we are. If you get a max stat chaos in stage 6, well, that's not possible because it's only a 220% seed. So you're not going to get max evasion, and the highest HP that chaos can have is 4,400.
That's correct, and there's a couple other things worth mentioning. One, the max stat for chaos has been modified. His evasion has been capped at a slightly lower level, so it's significantly easier to hit him. Before, I want to say it was like a 1 in 256 chance or something stupid like that to hit him.
It was, I believe, 3.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it might have been 2 out of 201 or 3 out of 256.
Yeah.
One of those, but it was very difficult. You had to roll a 0, 0, or 1 on a
Right.
on a very, very long string of numbers to land a hit.
And those are all critical hits.
Well, by definition, just because of where they fall. Like, without getting into too much technical detail here for people who don't know what all that looks like, those are all going to end up being crits, but it's not getting through because it's a crit.
Correct.
So, the only real viable way to beat those kinds of bosses is with a thief. Or, sorry, with a thief. Sure, yeah, that's a viable way to do it if you want to beat your head against a wall for 8.5 hours. No, the most viable way to do it is with a black belt over level 42, where he's going to be getting 10 hits, and preferably fasted to the point where he can do 20, giving you more chances to land a hit in that very small window.
Not to mention, if you have access to a power bomb, that also assists.
Because because it casts Saber, which not only increases the power of your hit, but also your hit percentage.
And while there is a cap on that, it's pretty hard to hit that cap and roll over on the power and the hit percentage. I don't believe you can roll over on, although
you can.
You might know better than that. Yeah. Okay, so you can.
Yeah,
but it's very difficult to do.
It's like 8 or 9 charges of power bomb. Someone here probably knows the raw number on that, but it's
going to be Artea, and he's in chat, so I'm sure he's like screaming at his screen that we're wrong and all of our information.
The Edge knows that as well.
Alright, so we got Minochi. He is currently nuking Kraken from orbit, because it's the only way to be sure.
Absolutely the only way to be sure. Salty doing some shopping, and Zelda diving that volcano.
I believe that... I couldn't read the writing, but I think it said that he managed to confuse Kraken. Did it say that? It's hard to read because it's fuzzy writing.
I believe he might have landed it.
That's pretty wild.
But we may not see what happens because he's nuking him like crazy. And it's
I was kind of hoping to see Kraken kill himself. Alright, so Minochi's got his second orb lit.
Yeah, and I think Salty's about to make that trip himself.
Excuse me, that's Minochi's first orb. I am sorry, I stand corrected. Alright, so Rosando got the black shirt. I'll be happy to see that. The Ice 2 spell that it casts when used as an item that's super useful in the Water Shrine running against water elementals. Alright, we got Zon fighting Carry on our bottom left screen. He is also adopting Eleanor's mantra of Nuke from orbit. And down she goes!
Is Minochi making the first trip into Waterfall that we've seen? Because I
believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, Salty's running away from the Tyro. How sad.
Go Team Tyro.
Silly. Just for the record, that Tyro would eat you if you get the chance.
No way. Tyro lets me ride him into battle.
What about his T-Rex brother?
Oh, no. Absolutely.
So you're definitely not like a level 7, right?
I don't think there's levels. If there are, I've been woefully misled.
There was in The Simpsons.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you something. It's not real life. There's this terrible feeling of not being able to warp out of the waterfall. Having to do the walk of shame out of here is never a good time.
It's so miserable. I've done enough seats of it where I feel like I'm pretty good at figuring out how to get out of here, but every time it feels like I'm taking the wrong turn.
And it should be so simple because you just came in that way, but twist you around.
Alright, Zelnop's heading over to get the Oxyol from the ferry so he can do the water shrine in the waterfall as well. Minochi just finished the waterfall, meanwhile Salty Fry has joined them. They just high-fived.
And it turns out that we've got our first forfeit. Allegrap has dropped out of this race, leaving 6 runners, the 4 on screen and 2 off screen, the others being Fuchsia Fantasy and Smugzug.
He's the smuggiest Zug that ever zugged.
Zelnop hitting an unrunnable fight on the overworld with Cerberus Wiz Ogre.
That's correct. Those are oh, sorry, I didn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's one of the very few overworld fights that's unrunnable. Onrak is one of the only places where that can happen. You got Cerberus Wiz Ogre fights on the way to Lefine or Lefien or however it's supposed to be pronounced, because nobody agrees on it. You can run into Zombles as well.
Right, and you can also see them in the Peninsula Power. And if I'm not mistaken, those are the only places you can run into unrunnables on the Ogre.
Yep. Peninsula Power is the same. It's just 4 squares on the same grid as Lefine.
Correct.
So that's why you're able to fight those late game fights there, because of the way the grid systems worked out on the map.
Right. The game is set up into 8x8 grids, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm mistaken, and
That
they
is
are
correct.
all assigned different groups based on the encounters you run into. Your encounter will be assigned a different group number.
Right.
That group number has a certain party, and in that certain party, there are a few variations, like I said earlier, based on what that party could consist of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ocean's got its own thing. The rivers in the north and the rivers in the south each have their own tables, and then the rest of the grid, like there's some duplicates out there, but yeah, each 8x8 grid's got it can vary. I think there's there's like 20 to 25 variants of group encounters you can run into.
Right, and different areas of the game have different encounter rates. The game loads up a table of numbers that are the same every time. Every time it's power cycled, or rather, your place in that encounter table is set back to 0 spot every time you power cycle, and the encounter table is the same, but based on whatever area you are in, overworld, water, or dungeon, or certain parts in certain dungeons, you may or may not get an encounter if your threshold for that number is different.
So, Salty Fries, let's get back to the action. Say the Salty Fries made it out of Waterfall, all the way back down the river into Sea Shrine to get his third orb lit with a good Kraken fight.
You know, at this point, it's pretty close as to who's in the lead.
Between Salty and Zelnop?
Yeah, I would almost be willing to say that Sorry, I was insulting Minochi. I didn't realize Zelnop's also got 2 orbs.
Minochi does not have the second orb lit yet.
You're right. Sorry, I keep thinking that he'd beat another Fiend.
No, he had
at
a
this point,
late start.
I'd say Salty's lead. Yes, you're right, he did.
Yeah, Salty's definitely.
Although he did find the floater earlier on, and that's the only thing that's kind of kept him in this race.
Yes. Which is a testament to how important finding the floater early can be. He'd be all but out of this race had he not found it when he did.
It is by far the most important item to find in terms of speed in this game. Don't worry, Ali. There were a couple people that mentioned they were glad they weren't running the seed when they saw the Crown and Dwarves. I seem to have lost Discord. I will be right back.
Okay. I'm keeping a little bit of an eye on the action off screen as well here with the 2 off-stream runners to see where they're at.
Or maybe I've lost you, Will.
I can barely hear you, Biz.
How about now?
Nope.
I apologize for the technical difficulties, everybody.
Been the order of the day today on this, this stream.
I'm telling you, I have had no luck with Discord lately.
I can tell you that off-stream Fuchsia Fantasy is actually in Mirage. First player that I've seen that has gotten there.
How many orbs does he have lit?
Well, I would presume 3, but I haven't seen for sure. He might have gone there before C.
You know what happens when you presume? You make a prez out of you and me.
Yep. Salty taking on Kraken.
Looks like he's in the mood for some fried calamari.
Mm-hmm. And Kraken is fasting up. Probably not going to happen quick enough.
Minochi is doing some encounter table manipulation up in his screen. That's something I mentioned earlier. Based on the location in the encounter table, you can manipulate what encounters you get. And in he goes.
It's definitely a smart move.
For sure, if you feel like you've got a good handle on the encounter table, there's no reason not to.
Mm-hmm. It's a mid to high level strat.
It can come back to bite you though, every now and then if you make a mistake.
Yep, the key there, don't make mistakes.
Well, Minochi doesn't make mistakes. This is the same guy that sold his opal bracelet once for heal potions.
We're just gonna keep going back to that well as much as we possibly can.
I mean, we gotta be honest,
because who does
the most epic thing I've ever seen.
Who does that, honestly? It's like throwing a shoe.
Alright, we got Salty Fry over in Mirage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Honestly, throws a shoe.
Oh, that's right, it was honestly.
Yeah, but it's... No, isn't it a pretty black belt scene?
Yeah, he would sell his opal bracelet in a pretty black belt seed, wouldn't he?
No, he's crazy, not stupid.
I mean, he really wanted some heal potions. correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Minochi also beat Lich?
I don't think... I know Zalnon did.
I thought he was just there at Lich.
Hey, it's the tail. We have a tail sighting.
Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, yeah. That might be my Wi-Fi name.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Take a while to guess what my password is.
No.
Oh,
I don't
come
want you
on.
getting hacked.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, yeah.
Minochi about to go get his chime from the Loopa Loopas.
Loopa, loopa, doopa dee doo.
I've got a magic chime for you.
Loopa, loopa, doopa dee dee. Ha, I knew you didn't have anything.
Oh, I'm not even paying attention anymore. I'm sorry. I'm watching the action. I'm trying to
I was
see
about to
if
say, Salty Fry's trying to kill the Sparkle crew. Or run from them. That works too.
The Twilight Cosplay Fan Club.
They look more like Count Chocula to me.
Vampires don't sparkle, and they sure as hell don't dazzle.
Actually, they look like the Count from Sesame Street.
Five vampires. The updating of the orbs has been an issue because of the tracker. It's not the tracker as in the app, not the person doing the tracking. Show is doing a fine job.
You hear that, Show? He was yelling at you. I told him to stop, but he didn't.
He actually said that in Discord too. The app itself, not me. When he said the tracker's having issues, he was not. He wanted me to know he wasn't speaking in third person, as if it was going to be hard for me to figure that out. Like, the commentator is definitely having issues right now. Whole heck of a lot of vampires. No. I might consider throwing a nuke out there, because that's a pretty healthy XP.
Even your mage staff, I mean, depending on how much health they have, I mean, you could potentially one-shot them with your mage staff, or mage staff light axe.
You should have some idea from having killed the vampire in the Earth Cave, how tough they actually are.
For sure, like I said, mage staff with one, light axe with the other, run with the other two. And if they both get off beforehand, you might actually be able to kill them.
I'd fire off one nuke and let the other three run, because XP is not really at a premium right now, but it's high enough to where, you know, you wouldn't sneeze at it if you got it.
Oh, for sure.
A little extra survivability so you don't get one shot by a blue dragon like he just did. Not a bad idea.
Salty Fry is eschewing good common decency and going to the left in the maze floor.
Left up. It's literally the opposite of where I do.
And he's on the bridge of destiny.
Guys, guess what? Bless RNG.
War
Get your War Mac hype in the
War
chat.
War Mac. Nacho Man, Nacho Man. I wanna run from Nacho Man.
And looks like Salty has avoided...
The nachos?
He has avoided the nachos and the Warmech. And the microwave that makes the nachos.
So would you say that makes the nachos stale?
Yeah, nachos. No, probably not. Tiamat, Salty Willing is about to get rid of Mr. T. Sorry, Ms. Tiamat. Tiamat is, according to canon,
I was say
female.
Mrs. T.
Yep.
Oh yeah, welcome everybody from the Randomania 2 channel, watching the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. I hope you guys had a good time, and I hope you have an even better time with us this evening.
Minochi making it past Blue Dragon in his second attempt. And Salty Pulling through some lit threes to try to get Tiamat knocked down.
Why do you suppose they call him the Blue Dragon?
I have no idea. I don't.
It just always seemed odd to me. God.
Zelnop walking his prizes out from the top of the Sea Shrine. Quick visit to the mermaids.
Looks like Salty's reaching to the bottom of the spell barrel. He's casting Lit 3 on his on Tiamat, and it's not working out so well for him.
Serio X, yes, Tiamat is in fact canonically female. As is
Tiamat
Carrie.
and Carrie, yep.
It's an equal opportunity fiend world here. Running out of mages. Yeah. Certainly on his last legs.
Where's Brack when you need it?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering the whole time.
He's casting ice. I told you he should buy ice.
It's gonna beat the dagger, but it's also
that's painful.
That's a shame. He's done one hell of a sky cave. Brack was level 6, so if Zelnop turns in that tail and picks up Brack, and Minoshi isn't able to get past Tiamat, then there is a distinct possibility Zelnop could catch up.
Alright, so Minoshi is currently trying to kill Tiamat. He used his wizard staff to no avail. We'll see if he continues to go that route or not.
It's not a terrible play. Definitely want to get those white shirt charges off.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a high value play or high probability play, but if you can get it off and keep him confused or her confused for just 2 rounds, that's 2 extra casts of white shirt, which gives you about 40% more evasion. Or not 40% more, but 40% towards the cap.
Allie was pointing out that you did not need class change for Brack. So, yeah, that would have been... All you need is the spell charges. So I don't know if anybody out there has a high enough level for 1 charge of Brack, but it might not have been a bad pickup, considering Tiamat is very susceptible to it. More so than any other boss.
Isn't the percentage the same with Kraken?
No. It's a little bit higher with Tiamat.
Oh.
But Kraken is also susceptible to it.
And now he's at the bottom of the spell barrel as well.
Mm-hmm. Like 1 AoE spell is going to take out both of those surviving black mages. Well, we've got Sforzando here taking care of a Zombal in the fields. Zelnop is surviving the worst of the Sea Shrine.
I believe if I'm Minochi, I'm going to start swinging at him with the Mass Immune. Or does he not have it?
I don't think he got it. And Blizzard's going to take down me.
Later, dude. I got this. Stand back and watch how a real man does.
Watch this mage staff action here.
You know it.
It's gonna be a very, very long fight.
Question in chat, is this a beefy Tiamat, or are folks just under-leveled? It's a combination of the two.
Yeah, the answer is yes. I do know the hit point count. I plugged this into the Hackster to see how tough Tiamat actually is. At risk of spoiling it for chat, I won't tell you.
Tell us this, is he getting close?
I didn't see how many nuke charges he actually got off. But I'm probably gonna guess no.
That's not encouraging.
It wasn't meant to be.
Question in chat, is Zelnop running the ROM hack of the game? Technically, they all are. Zelnop has checked one of the boxes in our fun percentage, which just gets rid of the battle screen and aligns it, or changes the battle screen to align it more closely with future Final Fantasies. But it is, in fact, the exact same battle counters and Everything else about the games are the same. We have several things that you can change, including names, palette swaps, music, and eventually map leader shuffle will come back as well.
Fuchsia Fantasy off screen here is also fighting Tiamat and is using a strat of Tempers on the Thief, who's apparently equipped with, I'm guessing, Coral Sword? And having a little bit better go of things than Minochi here.
Can't go much worse.
2 hit points. Hanging in there. It'd be pretty epic if Minochi survives this fight with 2 hit points and Mage staffs him to death.
Weirder things have happened for sure. Although, if you're doing 20 damage per Mage Staff, I mean, what does he have equipped as a weapon?
Nothing that's going to do better than that. Regardless. And Blizzard does the job. Salty taking I think this is his 2nd attempt?
Yeah, it was only a matter of time.
Looks like off-screen Fuchsia got through. So
well, then I guess that means Fuchsia has taken the lead.
Fuchsia's definitely got the lead at this point. I think if he hasn't done the Sea Shrine yet, then... Oh. Yep, Fuchsia's going to Temple of Fiends, so got a pretty colossal lead at this point. So unless Gas Dragons stomp him into a mud hole, he's pretty much got this.
We'll see what happens. We might be able to get him over here on as one of our featured runners.
No, he's not going to be on the feature.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
For request, no. Murder the Rich is growing up. I assume you mean class change. Not required, suggested, or encouraged. It's optional if you find the tail. It was not allowed in last race, and it won't be allowed in the Useful Thief seed, which I think is round 7.
It is round 7.
Yeah. So you really don't have to. It's certainly not required. And in most cases, it's going to be a time sink. But if there's a spell that's going to be the difference maker, or for some reason you want to be super geared up for your for Thief to get a class change up to Ninja, get like say Flame Armor, Ice Shield, or vice versa, and Vorpal Sword, Katana, then sure. But more often than not, no. It's not useful.
Right, there's only a couple hedge cases where it's really needed in this round, like say Melman 3rd slot has Duke.
And we have our
really want to.
Fuchsia has finished SRL time of 138.01, so GG to Fuchsia Fantasy. Off
GG
camera.
Fuchsia.
With a comment of finally. I know he's been having some issues with this round.
Yeah, this was a particularly long race. I mean, we're approaching 100 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the longer ones we've had so far.
No doubt.
Salty Fries going up against 4 Red Ankleos, which is really one of the most dangerous parties in the game. They hit like trucks.
Ankleos are very underrated enemies because you don't see them very often.
Did Salty Fry beat Tiamat right before that?
I don't think so.
I think he beat him and he didn't save.
Oh no. I did not see that. I was paying attention. I was looking off screen at Fuchsia's finish. I apologize.
That would have a dot forfeit. If that was me, I would just forfeit out.
Oh no. Well, he's catching up.
I don't think I would have it in me.
He's catching back up to Minochi.
I don't think it matters. I don't think I would have stuck it out. Yeah, he beat it because he lit up his 4th orb and then he didn't save.
That's a shame.
That's
it's a credit to go to brush off the salt, go back in and do it again, and not just be so discouraged from making that kind of mistake you forfeit. Which I think
brush off the
would
salt. I see what you did there.
That was not intentional, but I mean, it's appropriate. Yeah, Salty Fry not living up to his name, not succumbing to the salt of what he did, and like a trooper going back in there and giving Tiamat what for a second time. Dude, the worst thing I've done that's similar to that is refighting a fiend in Temple of Fiends by stepping the wrong direction and having to fight the trap tile again.
Yeah, that's never fun.
I've done that. I've done that on Kraken before. If there's a boss you don't want to do that with, it's certainly going to be Kraken.
Oh my god. Did you beat him a second time?
Yes, I did. Right. It was the solo black belt, and the HP wasn't super high, but my level was. So it was like a 2-shot fight. But I felt pretty dumb. And Minochi about to hit the Bridge of Destiny. You know what that means.
So wait, you're telling me you've only felt pretty dumb once? Obviously you're not married.
I've been with the same girl for about 7 years. I'm practically married at this point. So yes, I've definitely felt dumb.
Trust me, it changes.
Guys, bless RMG, we have another chance to see the Mighty Mighty Warmech. Or the Mighty Mighty Nachos. Either way.
Nacho man. Nacho man!
Bringing Fuchsia in here. And we're joined by Fuchsia Fantasy. GG on your first place finish here with the SRL time of 1:38:01.
Si, Senor GG.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Relieved. I finally got the stage 4 win.
Mm-hmm.
So, with an almost 100-minute seed, to be the first person to finish, how does that make you feel? I mean, did you feel like it was an hour and 40-minute seed, or...?
I felt it could have been a lot faster. 2 wipes in Sky Castle.
Yeah, you're not alone. You're not. This has happened, I think, with both of the runners who are currently fighting Tiamat. Actually, Salty beat Tiamat and forgot to save.
And went one step out and got 4 red ink.
Oh, that is horrible to go through.
Yep.
I've had that happen to me. I don't know how many times.
He may have given up second place with that, but we will see. Minochi he's been shoestringing it all match, as he tends to do.
So I take it no one got the early Earth floater?
No. Neither Artea nor myself were in this race, so everybody was pretty much safe to miss out.
I saw that, I was like, I was just clenching my fist.
Yeah. You would have had a much tougher go of things if either of the two of us were in that, because I guarantee you we would have gotten that thing immediately. But you did far better in this race than the others running it.
Alright, Salty has beaten Tiamat for a second time, and he didn't save again. Does he not have tents?
Oh my.
He does not.
It.
No
tent? That is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. And he has another... Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
I got through Tiamat with just 2 black mages at critical health.
Oh, buddy, are you kidding me with this?
Oh no! Oh no!
That's clippable right there. I would clip that immediately.
Please tell me somebody clipped it.
What a hard luck situation to be in. And Sorzando found a T-Rex fight. I think it's a consolation prize since he knows he's not winning the seed, that he's just gonna go kill some T-Rex, get some blue steak. I don't blame him at all. Salnop cashing in. Getting some chests here from the kindly old King's Castle. Who totally isn't a Dark Elf in disguise.
Meanwhile, I don't know if we've commented yet, but Zelnop's walking around in a pajama party. This ain't no party like a pajama party. He's his thief, or excuse me, ninja is wearing red pajamas. Meanwhile, all the black wizards are wearing snuggies.
Your audio was okay, Fuchsia. If you're trying to talk now, I can't hear you.
Oh no, I'm not talking now. I'm just trying to check. Oh no.
Minochi wiped again. Horizonto's gonna get the hard news about how tough Tiamat is.
He's a little bit more leveled up though, so I think he'll be okay.
And Salty is running to Temple of Fiends for some reason or another, probably because of the save. I don't know if he's burning off fights doing this or what he's doing, but
yeah, I think he's doing a counter-manipulation.
He didn't kill Garland. That's why. Yeah, Sho just pointed it out after I said it. He didn't kill Garland, so now he's making that.
Oh crap! No tents.
No tents.
I mean, I feel like we've all done that, but man, that's hard to watch.
I've not. I'm such an over-preparer. Like, if you see me with fewer than 10 save items, like mid to late game, something went tragically wrong. That's why I usually finish slower than everybody else, but you won't catch me in a situation like that.
Alright, we got a sync going on between Sforzando and Minochi. He is fighting the Blue Dragon for, I think, the 5th or 6th time.
It's in that neighborhood, yeah. You live by the low-level character, you die by the low-level character, and that's kind of what's happening here.
Yeah, it's not really live by the sword, die by the sword. It's more like live by a, an infant plastic spoon. Die by an infant plastic spoon.
He's wisely saving his charge as Nuke.
Oh, he didn't get temper.
Nope. Did he? If he did, he's got no good weapon to use it with.
I got the Coral Sword. That was pretty usable.
Yeah, Coral Sword is very usable.
Alright, Salty Fry is done with an SRL time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds. TG to the Salty Potato Snack.
Salty will be joining us in about a minute. And Zelnap is experiencing the Thunder Wraith. There's Thunder and Blizzard Wraiths.
Oh, Wraiths had Thunder?
Yep.
Why is Zelnap going to Ice anyways?
I have literally no idea. There's a possibility he wants to level off the eye, but even that, I wouldn't advise it.
What level was Warp, did we see?
Warp was, I can tell you. Go to the shops here.
Oh, we had Warm exciting the Minochi screen.
Uh-oh.
Blink and he's gone, kids.
Wow. Warp was in Melmond.
Yeah, it was class change blocked.
Yep, it was slot 3.
It's vanilla Warp.
Yep.
Wow.
So, everybody who hyped up for Warmech and for Nachos, you got your wish twice.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that hyped up for Nachos.
Somebody in chat did as well. I think it was Allie.
Alright, we got the sync going on between Minochi and Sforzando again.
And I can now tell you about the Tiamat fight. So, Tiamat is in possession of 2152 HP.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
That, my friends, makes for one tough Tiamat. Especially when the best damage you're going to deal is off of a nuke charge, and you're going to need to get about somewhere in the ballpark of 15 of those off, between 10 to 15, depending on how good of a hit you're going to get on each one of them.
Well, it appears that she has a pretty high magic defense because he's consistently rolling less than 200. And for those who aren't in the know, anything less than a 200 from a nuke charge means it has been resisted.
Correct.
Yeah, Tiamat has 200 magic defense in
Yes.
both forms, so...
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yeah, I used Temper on Tiamat, so it was the only way I was going to ever get that kind of damage. But then she gave my Thief, so I had to rely on my last nuke charge, and I miraculously got through.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Sforzando's adopting that strat as well. Tempering the living daylights out of the Thief. And
it worked.
Yep.
And she's gone.
Minochi still trying those lit 3 strats.
Oh, he has Massa.
That explains a lot. What were you using, Coral or Dragon Sword?
Coral Sword.
Yeah, that was my guess.
Oof.
And we are
salty potato snack.
Ignore him. Good game, Salty.
Thank you.
Actually, I should have called him the sodium chloride potato snack, but you know.
Sure. Anyway, about the game, about the actual game you just played. So tell us the tell us about that experience with the lack of tents and the red ankle O's, because I think that's a highlight of this race.
Oh my God, we all cried for you.
Well, the good part about that was at least that Fuchsia finished like right before that happens. That kind of made me feel a little better about that, because I just had like that Tiamat fight. I got like that clutch kill with like the lightning 3s and just kind of going with my last 2 black mages. But then like leading up to that too, like I thought I had like the perfect number. Like I had 1 tent left in 1 house before I went there the first time. And then I ended up having to leave because I went to get Brack, and then I went to the Cardia Isles to look for more money to get more Brack, and I found the Mass Immune instead, so I just went back there. But I ended up using my tent in my house to get back there. I just figured, whatever, I should be alright. But sure enough, not so much.
Last words, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lesson learned, I guess, but what can you do?
Poor Minochi, he's reaching down to the bottom of the barrel again.
Is he casting ice again?
Ice 2 at the moment.
Ice 2. Wow, we're living large.
I don't know how you keep going. If he wipes here, this will be his 4th or 5th wipe to Tiamat. I feel like at this point, I would just call it a day.
There he goes. He got him with the mage staff.
Clutch kill. I hope he has a house.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Woo!
You can practically hear Minochi scream.
Did he save?
Yes, he saved.
I didn't see it. It looked away for 1 second. Yeah, this did not feel like a 2-hour seed until that Tiamat fight. It felt like maybe an hour and a half at worst because of the crown placement. But that Tiamat made this a long, long road.
Meanwhile, Sforzando is trying to get past these gas dragons just so he can do the Phantom.
Why is Minochi walking back to Canaria?
He's doing an encounter manipulation.
Oh!
Just burning off fights so he doesn't run into green dragons like...
Oh, and he forgot about Garland. So all that encounter manipulation was for nothing.
Unless, no, he didn't class change, so...
Oh, no wonder. I don't have a weapon equipped. That's why he's not using me.
Pomachoshi's like, I did not think this entirely through.
I'll say, you didn't think your cunning plan all the way through, did you there?
Yeah, that's why I always kill Garland when I first go up there to grab the chests.
Yeah, same here, because I mean, it's a quick warp all the way back, and then you don't have to worry about doing it later.
Exactly.
And it's probably a free level.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't in this one is because you didn't really have anything great to kill him with, I felt.
That's right.
Right, no, that's a good point. The level 1 spells were garbage, the only thing you had was Confuse. Which, I believe Garland is susceptible to Confuse, so you could have done that. And Sforzando kills Phantom with an SRL time of 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 48 seconds for 2nd place.
Garland's susceptible to everything, because his magic defense is crap.
Sforzando immediately jumping in the chat here. GG to you.
GG.
Man, I can't win for losing.
Hey, at least you're not Minochi. He's wiped to Tiamat 4 or 5 times, or he did wipe to Tiamat 4 or 5 times.
That was probably a full max HP in that too. That was crazy.
About 2100, a little over 2100.
Had to pull out the backup mass immune strats.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tiamat starts with 1,000, right?
1,100, I believe.
Okay, so then it was just a hair off max.
per form.
Okay, if it's 1,000, then yeah, he was a max HP.
He was
Well,
just
hair under
short.
max.
Just short of it, yeah. 2152 means he was 48 hit points short of max.
Wow.
And boy, did it feel like it, watching everybody do it. And Minochi, about to run into 4 gas dragons. I thought he manipulated these out. I guess not.
Whoopsie-dee.
Yeah. So he ran manip going into Garland and then had to go all the way back to Canaria. And then he manips and runs into gas dragons anyway. Not going. It is certainly raining crap on Minochi in this race. It's not.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Not been going well for him.
I can think of some worse.
We'll put it this way: he's a damn good runner under any other circumstances. He's not going to be finishing 4th or 5th in this race, but
it's actually just
tremendously bad luck.
It's raining water from Flint, Michigan on him.
That's even worse.
Right?
Oh, this.
Hey, look, Salty. It's an Ankleo.
Yeah, but it's not red, and there's not 4 of them.
So, my question, I guess, for Fuchsia is, how long did it take you to get the slab?
I got it pretty early. I did Volcano, got that done pretty quickly. I did Ice, there's nothing there, I reset out. Then I did Ordeals, there's the slab. I was determined not to do Earth because I hate Earth Cave so much.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had my Mystic Key in my Crown Bait, so I actually dove the full breadth of Marsh before Earth, but...
Oh, I did Marsh too, because I did Earth last.
When will you people learn?
That's all I can think.
RJ and I keep trying to tell you, like, go to Earth, go to Earth.
I mean, there was nothing for it. There's nothing in Melbourne, so gold wouldn't be really useful. I had, I think, quite a bit of gold, so...
Well, certainly you check it before you check Marsh Cave, though. I mean, in most cases. Just because it's there.
Well, at that point, I had done Ice and Ordeals, and I figured if somebody did the early Earth play, and it's there, I'm done. It doesn't matter if I go to Earth or not.
Mm-hmm. I think... I'm not sure if you were the first person to find her or if Salty was, but you were both, I think, light years ahead of anybody else.
I ended up basically doing the exact same route that he did, it sounds like. At the same time, it feels like if you went and got the floater, it might have been a lot more of a pain in the ass to come back and get that slab. Like, Ordeals is a real pain to go to once you have the airship, right? So maybe getting the slab beforehand is a huge plus in this one specifically.
Interrupt, but we got Minochi on Phantom right now, and he is now going
Mage
1v1.
Oh, Mage Staff does the job!
Minochi, 4th place with an SRL time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 43 seconds, which leaves us with 2 runners, Zonup and Smugtug.
If I had not forgotten to go grab the Oxiel and Onrak, I would have dove the length and breadth of Sea Shrine looking for the slab.
Mm-hmm.
But because I hadn't, I went and grabbed the Oxiel, and I'm like, well, I'm here.
Wasn't a bad move, I don't think. I mean, you have so many chests there to check and see Shrine that it's hard to walk away from that.
Part of the problem for me would have been just unrunnables, and I would end up discovering that Gersharks were pretty beefy.
Minochi's going to take a few minutes to kick and punch something, and then he's going to join us in chat.
Who knows if the Sea Trolls had nuke again?
Did they really? I didn't catch that.
I said who knows? Because I mean we've gotten it twice now, so
that's true. This would have been the 3rd time in a row if it did happen, but I didn't see it, so I don't think it happened. But the race had Thunder and Blizzard, so that was a fun little treat for some people.
Oh, and lit to Red Sahag, so the Sahag encounter was fun.
Yeah, definitely a fight worth dodging if you can.
I believe last night, didn't they have Glare?
When was it? They had some death spell. I don't remember when it was or what it was, but I do remember that.
It might have been Wednesday night, the one I raced in. I know it was one of the last 2 nights they had Glare, too.
They had something like, it was like Glare or something of that sort. Real pain in the butt.
Sorry,
Real pain in the butt. 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 Real pain in the butt Luckily, I think at that point I had pro rings on everybody, and I think ribbons on at least 2.
Zonup is also passing up on the steak and wings.
Mm-hmm. Zella might be Team Tyro also, I'm not sure, I don't remember.
I think he's team winning. Or in this case, team not finishing in last.
Yes. Well, it's between him and Smugzug off screen.
GG, Minochi.
Really? Was that really GG?
I think considering the luck that got thrown at you, Minochi, I think you did about as well as you possibly could have done. So it was a credit to you to keep going after all that.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, Minochi, Salty Fry beat Tiamat and then ran into 4 red Inkleos and died without saving.
Because he didn't have any tents left.
Okay, I guess that doesn't make you feel better, but hey, we all thought it was funny.
I got stuck there for like 30 minutes. That was hilarious though.
It was for us. I felt bad for your controller.
I just know what I would have been like if I had gotten into that situation, so...
Oh, you know what else was fun about Sky Castle? Mud Golems had trance.
Oh.
Yeah, you did.
I've got a little trance meme I've been waiting to break out on a stream once or twice, but haven't had a chance yet.
Ain't no party like a trance party, because trance party don't stop.
Ever.
No. Especially when red Sahags have it.
So Nochi, you were the only person who went to Marsh Cave early, and you found the ruby. So, walk us through a little bit of your early game.
I got nothing. No, so I went to Marsh, right? I lost some time since it didn't pay out because the floater was in the first floor of Earth. So I had to go gamble somewhere else. So I picked Ice Cave and then Ordeal.
Oh, Show pointed out that you had the floater first. I actually thought it had been Salty Fry that did, but that you did.
Yeah, finding that first kind of got you back into it because you were, I think, the last person to get out of the Intercontinent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I did Marsh. So
and
behind.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I knew it was behind, so I had to gamble something. I was gonna do Sea Shrine first, but then I didn't have enough money, so I went to Volcanoes, grabbed some chests, got some money, buy the bottle, and was like, no, let's go do Ice. And then Ice got nothing, so I was more behind, so I have to do a deal.
Alright, so I am sorry to announce this, Fuchsia Fantasy, but you have now been disqualified, and Zonop has taken your place in first place overall after defeating Tyro.
Tyro Fred, not food.
That's right.
That's a load of garbage. Hot garbage.
T-Rex is food, not friend. Blue steak, best steak. Ankelo is tough steak.
Yeah, that's what I referred to my son's mother.
Is Ankelo?
Or tough steak, but either one of those really works.
I don't think she'd get the reference unless she's played this.
I don't think anybody who's played this would get the reference.
This is my wife Ankelo.
I'm pretty sure I'd get smacked either way.
Zelnop's working on some guards here, some Oompa Loompa Darpity Darm guards. And Smugzug off screen is also in.
Wait, is
Garage
that
Tower.
Brack on level 6 or something?
Yes.
Damn it.
Yeah. Brack was level 6, and you didn't need a class change for it, like you did for Warp.
I thought I had nuke, so I was like, yeah, nah. But they rolled really high HP and hit the truck.
Yeah, not a fun party. Actually, yeah, Zelnop and Smug are both fighting the Blue Dragon right now. Zelnop has not yet faced Tiamat, so I don't think he's aware of how important it might be to preserve some of those nuke charges. Unless he bought Brack, which I didn't catch.
So, Minochi, how close were you to forfeiting?
Really close.
I mean, I don't think anybody would have blamed you. Like, nobody would have made fun of you at that point. We would have accepted the fact that that was the smartest thing for you and your family.
Dude, I put you in front, Bismarck. How come I lost, man?
Because you didn't give me a weapon, dude.
Dude.
Everybody else was giving the thief the mass immune, and you were just like, nah, he can punch.
I got
and
no
use the
mass
baby
immune. I
step.
didn't pick it up.
Well, that's not my fault.
I didn't have a weapon, Fuchsia Fantasy, so I have no need to pick up temper real fast.
Right. I don't think you ever ended up getting even the Coral Sword, did you?
No, I got it. I sold it for gold bracelet.
Oh, that actually that wasn't. I don't think it was a bad decision at the time because defense is a higher premium than offense from a thief. So I won't criticize that play. I thought that was fine, but you didn't know you weren't going to get anything, and that Tiamat was going to be a world beater. Smugzug on the Bridge of Destiny.
It's the bridge of destiny.
Yeah, I thought like 9 nukes would get me through.
Yeah.
Tiamat.
Usually will.
That's a reasonable assumption.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty set. So I go up there, like, never mind.
When we saw you the first time have to go to Lit 3 and then Ice Spells, I was like, oh god, this poor
Ice
soul.
1, casting Ice 1 onto that. I was like, my heart was breaking.
I had nothing left.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we could tell. You could like see defeat on your face without actually being able to see your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were both kind of also impressed with Salty not forfeiting after the Tiamat fight.
Oh my god.
I came
there
close,
was like
I'm not gonna
stun.
What's that?
Well, yeah, you could see where you paused. Like you paused for maybe 2 seconds after it happened before you got back up and went again.
Hey, at least I saw the Womack, guys. I got there enough time to get to see the Womack.
That's right.
I've been making a general effort to not forfeit as much, because at the start of this tournament I was forfeiting a lot. When you get in some of these races and you're already, doesn't really matter because you lost point, or well, you're not going to gain points at that point in time.
Right. Yeah, and if
Well,
you carry
yeah, the second round is like once somebody finished, you if you're not like if you're far away, then might as well forfeit.
Yeah, the second round was really bad for that.
And here goes Zalnop's first shot at Tiamat. About to get the sad hard news here. And I guess if he had Brack, he'd probably be using it. So, not.
Well, the good news, Salty Fry, that even with that wipe, you scored a 0.88 this round. So, could be worse.
Well, I had a .06 coming into it, so it didn't really matter.
You might have beaten that, depending. I don't know how much time you lost. Probably in the neighborhood of about 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, very possibly. At the same time, I kind of came into this thinking like I'm really going for the win at this point in time in any races I'm in, because like with the .06, I'm low enough that I'm just content with that, and I can just go big at this point in time. I kind of feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, for sure. I have 0, so I was like, I'll just get for the first, or just play for fun.
Hey, for the record, Minochi, you may have 0, but I beat you. Don't you forget it.
Yeah, you did. That's why I put you in front of my party, man, so I can win.
Well, you didn't put me in front of your party last night.
It didn't work last night, too.
Well, last night I did more damage. I
And
felt
you left Chauffeur dead.
he was so torn up about that last night.
And speaking of Left 4 Dead, let's watch Zelnop fight Tiamat here. With lit 3 charges. And see if he can get through. If he has temper and he's not casting it, that's a grievous error, because that is his best chance of making this work for him.
Meanwhile, Smugzug is dancing with a tree in Corneria.
Just saw that. I wish the chat could have seen it. Yeah, Smug looks like he's making his way to Topher.
On my second fight with Tiamat, I ended up just moving my thief to the bottom and fasting and tempering him, and that went way better than trying to nuke him down.
Yeah, he just had too much health with that magic defense.
Mhm. Absolutely would have been my play too. I would have thrown the white shirt on the thief, back rode him, gave him the Bane sword, and used 2 nukes and 1 fast. And Zelnop made it. As long as he's got some saving items, he's all set.
Meanwhile, Smugzug is dealing with some very bad men.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of health.
Some okay men.
Wait, did Zelnop Bane Tiamat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
I missed that. I was looking at Smugzug's screen when that happened.
That'll learn you.
Yeah, that's the second time I've heard that tonight. Alright, Smugzug is currently on Phantom.
Depending on any weird shenanigans, I think he's going to be taking 6th place here. Or 5th place, rather, because we had the forfeit.
And he has just beaten Phantom with an SRL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 13 seconds, which leaves Zelnop as our runner bringing it home for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Play us off, keyboard cat. Silly robot.
Slowly robot. Alright. Everybody cheer on Zelnop.
Zelnop. Zelnop. Zelnop. Oh,
no. Oh,
This is the
crap.
5th time that's happened.
Zelnop. Zelnop. Zelnop.
Garland. Garland.
Yeah, I don't think Garland really had much of a chance there. Princess Sarah said, let's go back to my place, and Zelnop says, sure, why not? Turns out to be a little
on
bit of a
second
mistake.
thought.
No, if he warped, he would be outside of Teporfine.
That is correct.
Yep. Does he have warp, though?
Yes, he does.
What can you do?
He can warp. He didn't do
It's true. I mean, I got nothing.
That's okay. I think we saw about 3 or 4 walkbacks this seed.
There's
We've
no
seen a bunch
choice.
of interesting things this seed.
Where was the tail, guys?
It was in the 2nd floor of Sea Shrine. So it was right before the mermaid floor. It was in the, I think that, like, not the chest next to the stairs to mermaids, but that chest just northwest of it.
Oh, it's not the TFC.
No, it wasn't in TFC.
Oh,
And Smug is in the waiting room. Let's pull him in here. We're joined now by Smugzug. GG on your 5th place finish, 2-12-13.
Thank you.
So,
How do you feel?
Happy to finally get one in this seat.
it's definitely.
For sure.
And Zelnop just finished. So, Our race is complete here.
And GG Zelna with a necessary time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 22 seconds.
Spoiler comments go from Swarzando. So, the difficulty of this seed is certainly the worst we've seen so far out of the round 4 flags. So,
I would agree, although the lack of early Earths didn't help.
I'm going to have Zalnam join us, or try to. So Smug, before Zalnop jumps in here, if so, what was kind of the turning point of the race for you?
You know, I think it was finally finding Slab. It was one of the last places I went looking for it, and I just kind of hit myself in the face when I realized where it was.
It wasn't an easy place to figure out, and you had a lot of things that were throwing you off of your path from going where you needed to go, so that's part of the reason I think the seed took such a long time.
Right.
And we are now joined by Zelnop, GG.
GG Zelna.
GG.
So I'll ask you the same question I've asked everyone else. How do you feel after that seed?
Not good. I felt not good about it about half an hour in when I was trying to grind to level 5. It just, I don't know. I was not prepared for that seed at all.
I don't think anyone was.
Yeah, I went into Marsh first, and I realized like, whoops, I'm not level 6 to get Lightning 3. So I picked up the stuff and run, found the ruby, grabbed it, run out, find the crown, go back and buy ice, like ice 1, so I can do Astos. So I end up like resetting to confuse Astos so I can cast ice 1.
I realized that I would probably need Lit 3 as soon as I could get it, so I was trying to grind around Elfland, trying to confuse ogres and stuff, and trying to get them to kill themselves until I realized, oh wait, I saw ice, I should go back and buy ice. And then I was able to get to level 5 or 6 or whatever that first one was for Lit 3, and then go kill Astos to get extra spell levels. And I went into Marsh with 2 charges of Lit 3, which let me clear it. Which was nice because Ruby was kind of pointing me in the direction of Floater, which was really nice, but Slab was in the last place I checked, so...
Alright, well, I hate to cut this interview short, but unfortunately we have reached the end of our broadcast for this evening, so we're going to go ahead and let people go ahead and get their final word in, and we're going to go in alphabetical order, so we're going to start with you first, Fuchsia Fantasy. Do you have any final words for us?
I hate Earth Cave.
10-4. Minochi, you're up.
Same comment. Earth Cave sucks. It's like what, 5 out of 6 now, with like floaters in Earth. That's just. Is that how the logic works now? Just dive Earth for floaters?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Looks like it.
All right, Salty Fry.
I don't know how I managed to run out of tents when they were only 6 gold apiece.
Smugzug, you're up.
The only thing I didn't like was everything seemed weak except for Tiamat.
All right, play us off. Keyboard zone out.
I just really wish I would have found Slab in 4th floor Earth when I was going down there, because that would have been amazing.
Yes, it would.
So it goes. So I'm going to let Will Bloodworth have the final comment. I'm Bismarck189. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And thank you, Randomania, for hosting us, as well as our tracker, Sho Fukamachi, and our restreamer, Nora Stra. I'm gonna never get that right, so I'm not gonna
Raestra.
try. But have a good night, everybody.
Sure thing, and everybody follow the runners tonight. And if you want to give the commentators, myself and Bismarck, a follow, we appreciate it. Tracker Sho Fukumachi did a great job with a partially broken tool at the time, and we want to show our appreciation to him. Go ahead and give him a follow. And thanks again to Randomania for hosting this race. It was great to watch the strife everyone had to go through to run this thing. Have a fantastic night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.